Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Retired Guy's Garage. Well, welcome to sunny Georgia for a change. Been kind of cold lately, so good to be back outside and in a t-shirt, no less. Terrific, right? Awesome. So anyway, I kind of debated on whether I was even going to do a video on this because it's just kind of a simple job, but as I got into it a little bit, I realized, hey, there might be some things that some folks would want to know about this particular job, and some things to look out for if you're going to decide to do it yourself. So that's why I decided to do it. Going to be very short, maybe 10 minutes if that, as long as I shut up and start talking about the actual project and not all the other stuff. But so anyway, came out the other day. Went to start the zero turn. Those of you who don't know, I've got a Husqvarna Z254 zero turn. It's got a 20-something horse Kawasaki motor on it, 22 horse, something like that. I don't know, whatever it is. Not important, really. And there's been a ton of videos on this thing because it seems like it's breaking every other week, which is kind of sad because it's only about 3 years old. But nonetheless, that's not really your concern. What is your concern is I came out here to start at yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it wouldn't turn over. A pretty simple diagnosis. Put a voltmeter on the battery, and the battery was reading 8 volts, so certainly not going to turn over. Threw the battery charger on it, and that didn't really help at all. So I decided, well, it is almost 3 years old, and it's got the original battery in it, so it's time for a new battery. So I'll bring in here up close and personal in just a second to show you where it's located. If you have this particular type of mower, it's underneath the seat. Pretty simple job. Just kind of finagle it with the rods that move the hydros forward, reverse, and that kind of thing. So. But other than that, pretty straightforward job, not a bad job at all. You need a 7/16 socket and 2 7/16 wrenches. But the battery that was originally in it from the factory was 230 cold cranking amps. And if you look at a battery that has terminals on one side or the other, not in the middle, the ones that are in the middle doesn't make a difference, but if they're on one side or the other, it kind of makes a difference. Which side positive, which side's negative, which side is negative on the battery. So the original battery that was in here, the positive was on the right as you're looking forward. Negative was on the left. However, started looking around at the batteries at Walmart. Came across a Walmart battery. Of course, I'll drop a link to it below. That has 340 total cranking amps. So, pretty good upgrade. A little bit of a price difference, of course, obviously, and not a little bit. The 230 cold cranking amp OEM battery was going to be $29 and some change, and the 340 cold cranking amp battery, it was $49. So a little bit of a difference in price, but you get 110 more cold cranking amps, and here in Georgia, we pretty much cut grass almost year round. I think there's maybe, 2 months that we don't cut grass, maybe December and January that we don't cut grass. So it's going to be, we're going to be firing it in the cold weather. So I decided to go with the extra cold cranking amps. To me, it was worth the extra $20. But the only problem is the terminals are reversed. Now, luckily on this particular mower, the positive and negative cable come right in the middle of the battery, so very easy to swap them over. But and I'll bring in real close here in just a second, but one thing I want to point out to you is if you decide to change your own battery, and this doesn't just go for mowers, it goes for cars, trucks, motorcycles, whatever you're going to change your battery on, there is a date of manufacture on them. Yes, there is. Walmart is good like that. They put a little sticker right on the top of the battery that says when it was manufactured. This particular battery was manufactured February 25, so it's technically already almost 2 months old. So But I'll be honest with you, while I was in there trying to find this particular battery, because it was literally the only one Walmart here in Locust Grove had, of the 340s cold cranking amps. What is it, a U1 340, I guess is the model number. Like I said, I'll drop a link to it below. While I was digging through the vast array of batteries, of other lawn and garden batteries to find this one, I was finding manufacturer dates of 11 and 12 of 24. Now, if you buy that battery, even though the warranty doesn't start until you purchase the battery, let me be very clear about that. The warranty that you get with the battery, whatever that may be, you know, a day, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years, whatever the warranty is, starts when you purchase it. It doesn't start when the battery is produced. It starts when you purchase it. Okay, so let me be very clear about that. However, why not buy a newer battery, a battery that was only manufactured within the last month or so, as opposed to one that's already 4 months old, right? So that's, and I'll bring you in and I'll show you that. I'll show that to you here in just a second. But so that was kind of my whole reason for doing this video, was because I wanted to bring that to y'all's attention about the manufacturer dates on batteries. So keep an eye on that if you go to Walmart or Pep Boys or AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Napa. Keep an eye on that. Look at that manufacturer date on the battery to see when it was made, because I'd be willing to bet that if you go into a Walmart sometime, you're going to find a battery in there that's maybe 6 months old if it's not a popular battery. So just keep an eye on that. But anyway, let me get you paused here for just a second and bring you in real close. I'll show you that manufacturer date and where to look for it, and we'll get this battery put in and finish up the video. So stick with me. Be right back. All right, so like I said, make sure you look for that date of manufacturer. A lot of times, and I don't know if the Walmart batteries do it or not. I don't see it. But if you don't see one of these tags, it's probably going to be stamped into the cover of into the upper area of the battery. So yeah, here it is here. B5. So January being A, February being B, and the last number is a 5. It's stamped right into the top of the battery. So if this label was missing, you'd still be able to tell when this battery was manufactured. So B5 February of 25. So that's just what I wanted you to keep an eye on. So, and what was I talking about on the terminals? Okay, so on my original battery, this is the positive, this is the negative. On my original battery, these were reversed. Get that? They were flip-flopped. So positive was on this side. But like I said, the wiring harness comes from the back of the mower right here. So it's very easy to flip-flop the battery cables to fit this battery. And I gained 110 cold cranking amps. So let's get this battery in real quick. And I might need to reposition the camera for you so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And then we'll get this bad boy put in. Gonna have to finagle this battery a little bit to get it back down in there. It's a little tricky. Get that wiring harness out of the way, and then just flip it around. There we go. And it's in. Okay, so here's your wiring harness. And like I said, this thing comes right through the middle of the mower, and this was the original way it was put in, because positive was on the right, negative was on the left. So we'll just flip-flop these around and kind of reconfigure them a little bit, bend them back, bend them a little differently, and those will bolt right in. So, battery hold down. Alright, well that kind of fell out. Alright, let me get this put back in and tighten down, and we'll bring you back and hook up the cables and show you what we did. Alright, one word of caution before we get too far. So this obviously can go in either direction. So make sure that this side is facing up. So it has cutouts for the battery terminals so that the hold down doesn't wiggle around and short up against the battery terminal. So just a word of caution there on that. So be right back. Just like that, we are installed. So like I said, I just you know, swapped these around. Got that, and put the negative on this side. Luckily on this mower, like I said, the cable came right through the middle, so it was quite easy to do. You may not have that luxury on your mower, but on this mower I did. So, and that is going to wrap it up for this video. I guess the only thing to do is turn the key and make sure it starts. Stick around. And now, the big reveal. Will it start? That's the most important question, right? Well, then at least turn over anyway. Whether it starts or not, that's a whole different story. Because it has been sitting here a few months, so yeah. Let's see what happens. Just like that. All right, let's finish up this video. So, anyway, just a quick video. I wanted to get you in. I want to, let you know about that manufacture date on the battery, and if you can upgrade, why wouldn't you? I mean, sure, it was an extra $20, but in the grand scheme of things, it's $20. But could you get away with the 230 cold cranking amp battery in this? Absolutely. That's what's been in there for 3 years. So sure, yep, absolutely, you can get away with it, and you'll be just fine. So I like Walmart batteries. It's convenient. Walmart's over here in Locust Grove is 8 minutes from the house. So that's why, I like Walmart batteries. I generally have good luck with them. I run Walmart batteries in the truck. Of course, I run the expensive ones in the truck, but this one, just basic lawn and garden battery, it was, $50, but hey, $50 and the battery lasted 3 years. Can't complain. So one other point I want to touch on before we close this out. Always remember what I told you when changing batteries. I don't care if it's in cars, trucks, lawnmowers, motorcycles, combines. I don't care what you're changing a battery in. Always make sure you disconnect the negative battery terminal first and connect the negative terminal last. And remember why I said do that, because if you connect the negative first and you're connecting the positive and you hit metal with your wrench or socket or whatever you're using to change it, that's going to make big sparks. And sparks around a gaseous battery, acid battery, no good. So remember what I said, disconnect the negative battery terminal first and connect it last. That way, if you hit metal with the negative terminal with a wrench, not going to do a darn thing. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. This one was a quick one and an easy one, but I really enjoyed making it for you, so I hope you enjoy it. Hope you learned something about data manufacturers on the batteries, and about how to change out battery in Husqvarna Z254 zero turn. And of course, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like button. And while you're there, I mean, you are right next to that subscribe button. Mash that subscribe button. That would help me out, immensely. And of course, feel free to share it. Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you had anything you'd do differently, or any other tips and tricks for changing a battery in a mower, I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you comment below. I'll leave the link to the battery I used down below, of course, as I always do. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you will know when I've got new videos coming out, right? And if you'd like, you can always catch me on social media. Of course, I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at The Retarded Guy's Garage, and I'm also on X at TRGG2024, TRGG2024, Gmail on X. And by all means, if you'd like to shoot me an email, I'd love to hear from you. TRGG2024 at gmail.com. As always, again, appreciate you watching so very much. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until that time, be safe, and y'all take care. As always, thanks for watching.